I'm wondering why they are saying that the building and the premises and the equipment connection. Why do we need to connect equipment, electricity, because and the waste treatments? If this project is not viable, they have mentioned is there above there. This project is not commercially viable. That is what they have said. Again, they are saying, like if you go to number 3, no, not even number 2, Roman 2, no, Roman 2, A. Some of the option given there is they need to establish the water tannery as a leather production hub modeled after Nairobi Kariakoo market. After saying that they are not, the project is not viable, again they have given the option of making it a leather product production. And I don't understand. Tannery is about leather production, Mr. Speaker. And they are again saying that in this option that this can be actually established as a leather products production hub, Mr. Speaker. That is something I need clarification, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, B of Roman 2, they are saying, no, not B. Not B3, Roman 3, they are saying promote local employment, economic growth, reference and tannery as a source of employment for Makueni residents, and it cannot be used. They have gone ahead and saying that we need to, giving options that we need to invest money and do those things that they are recommending here, Honorable Speaker, of saying this can be done, this can be done. When you talk of leather production, you mean the tannery is viable. So you cannot contradict yourself and say we need, these are the options that can be, you can consider to make this tannery viable. Me, I do not understand.
Your point is made, Honorable Mateso. Go ahead. Have you requested? I think the system is rebooting. So hold on, take your seat. As the sergeants fix this. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the information that I want to give to the House and the member for Water is that we have said, and it is clear, that we have given a report to the effect that this tannery is not commercially viable because it will produce only 1 ton per cycle of 14 days. So commercially, it is not viable. Then we have gone ahead because we cannot just say that it should be abandoned altogether because it's a building with some machines there. We have said clearly, Roman 1, repurpose the tannery for training and skill development. And we have gone ahead again to say what is required to make it actually a training center. Yeah? We've said clearly that the building needs to be completed, that is the premises, the waste treatment, a small one for the training purposes, and equipment and electricity connections, because they are not connected, Mr. Speaker. So the 4 or 5 options that we have given, that is Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3, Roman 4, Roman 5. Those are options.
Impact assessment, much more, to develop a house here.
Some of these guys are very lazy. So Speaker, you must agree.
Then that's okay. Yeah. You've answered.
Yeah.
Those who are giving responses were lazy. Fair enough. Not you. You've said others, don't you? Proceed, Honorable Mateso. We need to make a progress.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's true that this statement has taken too long. Just to answer just a very simple thing that this tannery is not viable commercially. They would have even said that long time ago, Honorable Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, when they say we repurpose the tannery for training and skill development, they are supposed to actually explain to us how is it viable now, what they want to do, how is it viable, what is required. Are the machines that are inside there, are they the same machines to be used?
Fair enough.
Yes, that is what we need to explain and let us understand that.
I get your point, Chairperson.
Yes.
You have given options. When will you give us now a response on how you intend to repurpose? You know, so he's trying to give you workable models and help you to which is good. So just look at all those options, but tell us this is what is doable. That's what we're asking, so that we save time and make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I said we are having a discussion because we are towards the supplementary budget, and we are said we are going to pick on either of the 5. And picking either on the 5 will also depend on the budget that we'll have, because we may pick on something which is going to consume a lot, which may not be found in the supplementary budget that we have. That's why I've said within 14 days, I'll give the option and the funds, if available.
Member from Raleigh Mali to request for statement. The Chairperson Committee on Agriculture.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's almost similar to that, but different. The Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39(2) of the County Government Act 2012, and Standing Order 5th of Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I rise to request a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Irrigation, Livestock, Fisheries, and Cooperative Development regarding the implementation of various agriculture projects in the county. The Speaker, sir, the county government has, over the years, initiated and funded several headquarter agricultural projects in order to support farmers across the county. This has been aimed to create jobs also for the youth, backed food insecurity, provide ready market for agricultural produce, support value chain addition, among others. The Speaker, the headquarter agricultural projects include Makueni County Fruit Processing Plant, formerly the Kalamba, Makueni County Integrated Grain Value Addition Plant in Makindu, and Kitise Poultry Slaughterhouse. So, Speaker, The performance of these projects had not been impressive, and the results realized from them have not been seen. Honorable Speaker, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following. 1, the Makueni County Fruit Processing Plant. A of it, the total sum used for the project in the construction, land purchase, machine purchase, and installations. So it's about the budget that was to create jobs for the people of Makueni, Honorable Speaker. 2, which is B, the total sum used in purchase of the mancals from the commissioning up to date indicate every financial years against the sales or the revenue realized. C, since one of the main objectives was job creation, list the number of employees currently working at the authority who can have both the permanent engagement and those in temporary engagements. D, how many tons of mancos were bought in the last 2 seasons and the price per kilogram. 5, whether the plant runs throughout the year. If yes, where else does it get raw materials from other than Makueni? If no, give reasons and highlight on the possible solutions. F, what action is the department taking to ensure that full operation of the authority? G, is there value for money in the entire investment? If yes, demonstrate how, and if no, give action plan to realize value for money for the plant. And H, whether there was visibility study for the establishment of the plant. If yes, provide a copy of the report. We have 2 of it, which is Makueni County Integrated Grain Value Addition Plant in Makuindu. The total cost of investment up to date indicate the budget allocation every financial year. Whether the plant has been in operation. If yes, give breakdown of how it has been in operating, including terms of produce bought so far against the sales realized. Give the list of employees at the plant, including terms of engagement and the responsibility for each employee. What is the operation capital? Give the in details, including statements of bank balances. Is there value for money? If yes, demonstrate how, and if no, what plans were making, the departments making to realize value for money. Honorable Speaker, the Kitise Poultry Slaughterhouse. Whether there is feasibility study before construction of the slaughterhouse. If yes, provide a copy of that. If no, how was the project identified and conceptualized? B, the total amount used in the construction of the slaughterhouse. Whether the slaughter is operational. If yes, where have the chicks slaughters, where do we get the chicks from? Provide a list of farmers who supply chicks to the slaughterhouse, clearly showing their wards and the residents. D, where the slaughter chickens is supplied to. The number of chicks slaughtered on monthly basis since the inception of the slaughterhouse against the sales realized on monthly basis. The running cost of the slaughterhouse, including salaries paid to the employees. Provide a list of all employees at the slaughter, both on permanent and casual engagements. H, whether there is value for money, demonstrate. If no, give plans on making the slaughterhouse better and realize its money. Honorable Speaker, you know, we have seen a lot of videos going across about the Makueni fruit processing plant. When we go to our shops, there is no products among all products in the county, in any shop or kiosk in our places where we get those sales. So we want aware, Honorable Speaker, the heavy investment, how it has been helpful to our people. If you go across Kalamba, Nziu, even Molala, Emali, people are bringing down the mango trees because the claim is that the plant is not helping our people. These, among others, Honorable Speaker, which have heavy investments, which are termed as HQ project, we would want to know how helpful they are to the county, and what action the department is taking to ensure that there is value for money, there is real job creation, there is value addition to our farming, there is provision of food insecurity to our people. Therefore, if that is perfectly responded, Honorable Speaker, then we will be able to advise our people. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And let me take this opportunity to thank the member for asking for that statement. Mr. Speaker, I'll request for 14 days to answer conclusively on those matters. Mr. Speaker, today in the morning we met the CC for Agriculture, and it is by good luck that we have information. Is only that I cannot even say I'm going to answer now. We have the information with us. So 14 days will be okay. Mr. Speaker, I'll offer, even before I bring the response, to bring some juice here from Kalamba. I'll buy it some 2 or 3 cartons for the members to, not tomorrow. We cannot say tomorrow. I'm supposed to be here working. Mr. Speaker, I can volunteer to bring around 3 or 4 cartons here on Wednesday in the morning so that the members can know whether Kalamba is working or not. I can say confidently that Kalamba has picked. We had a problem with staff and some other technical issues. They have been resolved, Mr. Speaker, and Kalamba is up and running. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 14 days.
I think if you bring the response in 14 days, conclusively, you will qualify to be a member of Maendeleo Chap Chap.
Not Chap Chap, and I'll never be Chap Chap.
Honorable Speaker, I will congratulate him having this response in 14 days. Thank you.
Chairperson, I don't think the story is about Chap Chap. The member is daring you that you will submit a conclusive response within 14 days. What is it, member from Pitini?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, why should the member bring the juice in the assembly and we can't find it in the shops, the supermarkets?
I have said even before I bring the response, I'll bring at least 3 cartons because there are enough of these members within the assembly. And again, I have said Kalamba had some problems. We all know them. But it is up and running. Production is going on as we talk here, Mr. Speaker. And it will be large scale to the extent that if you go to Ngoni or any other place, you'll find the mango juice there. So issues of Kalamba, they are now solved. I can tell you as a member, area member for Nzawgi Kalamba 1. Thank you. Up and run.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in as much as I applaud my good friend for giving us good stories about Kalamba, I would wish him to clarify to this House. Currently, he has promised us that he's going to bring a carton to this House, which means production is ongoing. So where are those products being sold currently? I mean, if production is ongoing, then it means there are products that are coming out. Where are they being sold at? If I wanted to buy, if I didn't want to take his offer and I want to buy for my family, where can I get those products as of today?
Fair enough. I think what members are telling you is that they know you can get few cartons. But they are not okay with that. That is not the spirit of the statement. The spirit of statement is not a few cartons. It is, why are they not at the shop outlets all over Makueni County? So within 14 days, Chairperson, please resolve these matters. When we were vetting a county executive committee member in the year 2022, yes, the last minister to serve, he gave us how many days to have the juice running? The first 100 days. Yes. The first and the previous one had given, and is an international one, he had given a similar commitment. And the previous, before the previous, had given that commitment. And just a minute, Honorable Member, it is not the first time we are getting those commitments. But now that you are on record and you have given your commitment, we presume that you have been hands-on. Nevertheless, within 14 days, you provide response on those flagship projects. Yes, I am including the grain handling facility. Yes, where I said in the morning, the answer was different. Where I said in the morning, the answer was there are trucks ferrying grains to Makindu, but the answer here was they will start after budget. Yes, and we clapped. Don't worry. That's.
Even the agenda that we're discussing today. But we wanted to know as a committee for agriculture. We discussed at length the green milling plant at Makindu. We discussed at length about Kalamba, and that's why I have that information. Actually, that information is with every other member for the agriculture committee because we are full house, Mr. Speaker. As we are saying, within 14 days, we'll be able to give a comprehensive answer, and then we raise this matter. But I'll give you some juice before then. That is
Chairperson Committee on ICT Education and Internship to respond to the statement as requested by member for Kumbulio North Ward regarding lack of supply of transformer in the Tani, Kumbulio. The request of the statement is away, or Bujan? Yes. Is briefed. You see how chairs are swift. Chairperson Committee on Health Services to respond to a statement as requested by member from Kalamba regarding status of implementation of Makueni County Universal Healthcare Policy within Makueni County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The committee gives a response to the request that was made by the member from Zawe Kilili Kalamba Ward on the universal health care of Makueni County. Honorable Speaker, we gave a response, and then you directed that we seek another response from the ECM on certain issues, and those are the issues that I want to bring on the floor, Honorable Speaker, if you allow.
Proceed. Question
number 1 was, with the transition from National Hospital Insurance Fund to Social Health Insurance Fund and Social Health Authority, should the Makueni County Universal Health Care Card still be in use, or what is its fate? Honorable Speaker, the department responded as, the rationale behind the Makueni Universal Health Care Card was to ensure that Makueni residents and a health insurance cover, and the rationale seems to form the basis for the new health insurance coverage scheme, SHA, during the public participation exercise on Social Health Authority that took place in Makueni and presided by the former Cabinet Secretary for Health. Residents of Makueni raised concerns on the packages and all services offered under the Social Health Authority and the modalities of that said transition. Universal health care for Makueni through the Makueni Care continues to be active. That said, residents have been encouraged to register for SHA while the registration for Makueni Care continues to take place in the county health facilities. The department, through a technical working group, has actively reviewed the existing Makueni Care as well as ensure smooth transition from NHIF to SHA, and the department has advised that the transition to SHA should be given sufficient time, say 3 to 6 months, before a definite advice on the Makueni Care card is given. 2, when will the citizens be sensitized on the stand of the county government on the transition to the new health coverage scheme and the status of Makueni Care card? Response, the new health coverage scheme is a national government initiative trickling down to the counties, and sensitization on the transition to the new health coverage scheme has been ongoing. the department was cognizant of the national government's effort towards this sensitization. Within the county, the department has been able to offer sensitizations and training to the health department aides, facility in charge, as well as claim officers. Community engagements were ongoing, led by community health promoters, both at the health facilities and at the community level. With regards to communication, posters are circulating in various social media platforms, and pressers are to be aired by the local media stations. Notably, sensitization strides are being made, and sensitization is an ongoing process. 3, in case of delays in full transition from National Health Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, to Social Health Authority, what measures has the department put in place to ensure that residents get health care services without inconveniences? Honorable Speaker, as at 1st October 2024, NHIF ceased to be active, and the new health coverage scheme under SHA came into effect. Kenyans, known for the last-minute nature, has resorted to low registration turnout. Consequently, the national government had put in place measures to ensure accelerated registration to its citizens into SHA. This exercise is countrywide. Access to essential healthcare services is basic constitutional right. No resident shall be denied such services due to the full transition delays. And the county or the department, in addition to the sensitization exercises, has put in place the following measures to ensure that residents get health care services without inconveniences. 1, on-site SHA registration. The registration process has been simplified for citizens. In addition, health facilities have been issued with equipment to support the transition. Therefore, residents who seek services at the health facilities and lack the new health care cover shall be directed or aided on how to register. Notably, the new health care cover is active immediately after registration. 2, the citizens who will be registered into SHA and not yet paid up their subscriptions will be offered services on cash payment basis and Makueni care terms, as has been happening previously. Honorable Speaker, we present this statement response on the status of implementation of the Makueni County Universal Healthcare Policy to the Assembly for consideration. Thank you.
Member for Nzawi, Kiligalam Board.
Mr. Speaker, I must thank the committee for the job well done. I must say that they have done their research well, and I'm satisfied with the answer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any other member? Honorable members, we have a mixture of abbreviations here. There is SHA and there is SHIF. The SHA is social, is what? So that is a semi-autonomous agency. But it is a manager of 3 funds, which is the SHIF, the ECCF, and the Primary Health Care Fund. So there are 3 funds under Social Health Authority. That is important. But looking at the first response, which is carefully worded, very carefully worded, it is stating that sensitization on Makueni Care and SHA are ongoing at the same time. But there's a transition, and therefore, this looks like you are advising us that citizens should migrate from NHIF and Makueni Care to Social Health Authority platforms. Is that the case, Chairperson? Without a lot of English, because you know these members would want a concrete, simple, and a concise advice and answer to the citizens. I find the first response very wordy and confusing, and you know.
Honorable Speaker, even for the committee, we found it as such. But technically what the department is saying is the members of public should be prepared to switch to SHA and SHIF, because even as we continue to use the Makueni Care, they cannot say whether the Makueni Care will continue after SHA and SHIF, because the coverage for SHA and SHIF is countrywide and is going to be treating most of the ailments, and it is going to cover everyone. So it's like a duplication to the Makueni Care, Honorable
So who
Speaker.
copied the other? Is it Makueni copied the national, or the national government copied Makueni Care?
Honorable Speaker, you see, the national government may have learned through Makueni, but they have you see, when they try to perform it, it supersedes yours. Now we are caught at it as the people of Makueni, because the national government now wants to go universal health care. So as a county, are we going to manage the universal health care locally and nationally? Because there are residents who will still be covered by SHIF and SHA. The problem now where we will need to come in as members of county assembly will be, how are we going to deal with the people who cannot afford the SHIF or SHA, Honorable Speaker? That is where these members now will be forced to come in and understand, how are we going to cover the individuals who are specifically very poor and challenged and cannot fit in the SHA and SHIF analysis, Honorable Speaker.
So, Chairperson, I was trying to advise you that there is no SHIF and SHA. Yes. SHA has three components in it, which is the Social Health Insurance Fund. It has three funds. And there is a primary healthcare fund, and there is emergency, chronic, and critical illness fund. So SHA is the authority, but the services under SHA is the SHAF, there is ECCF, and there is PCF, depending on the condition. And therefore, honorable members, I think a time has come when we need to ask ourselves very critical question. Now that NHIF was not as universal, and therefore Makueni County government found it suitable from 2013 to establish a Makueni Universal Healthcare for the management. And it is on record that the national government has been benchmarking with this county. It looks like time has come that the national government has copy-pasted what Makueni County has been doing, including the access to treatment of cancer. When you have the so-called Makueni Care card, you are able to access those services in Makueni Referral Hospital. Now that the national government, instead of devolving the resources to the county level for counties to offer universal health care, they have retained the monies at the national level and appropriated. Is there a need for double appropriation? And therefore, I agree with you, Chairperson, we should brace ourselves and find a way of a seamless migration from NHIF to the SHA funds, and similarly, then the government should not be shy. That time has come and we have to migrate from Makueni County, universal health care, and avoid double appropriation. That's the point. Honorable members, we can't island Makueni anymore. In fact, if then the national government will be able to cover every citizen, then it means the appropriation to a tune of 300 million in favor of Department of Health should be appropriated in other areas within the health sector, but not on treatment. And I think, Chairperson, what is not very clear, and I think this statement is not very conclusive. It's elusive because we are now at the middle of SHA, it has taken off, but we can't leave citizens hanging. I mean, it is important we have a very candid discussion and advise people of Makueni on which route we are taking, that within the next 6 months or within this financial year, we shall continue to accept the Makueni Care and the SHA. But in the next financial year, since you have appropriation, we will migrate everyone. Meaning, therefore, instead of sensitizing citizens to acquire the Makueni Care card, we will get out there to sensitize them to register with SHA so that they can access a refund and the budget at the national level. So unless that is not very clear, then we'll find ourselves in a ternary, sort of, the ternary where it is repurposing and we are going round and round. So I'm persuaded we have not given an action plan to the people of Makueni, and we have to make a hard decision, consult, and I think within 21 days we should be able to sit with the executive committee member and give the residents and the people of Makueni a technical advice on where the SHA is taking us. When the national government has made a hard decision that NHIF must die forthwith, then since NHIF was national, Makueni Care was county, then how are we going to exit Makueni Care if it requires so? If we are going to have both, then we must have a policy on the same. Remember, we have a Makueni Universal Healthcare Policy that has to be amended by this House to conform with the national legislation. So, Chair, 21 days is fair? You need more?
Honorable Speaker, I need to understand the terms because the department had indicated that, yes, the universal health care will continue, say for the next 3 to 6 months. So I thought we can wait for the 6 months, then we hear the pronouncement from the department as they also continue to, because they say the sensitization is an ongoing process. If we are now at the end of the 6 months, then, or say 3, we can get a progress after 3 months and see how they see the operationalization of the SHA as a department. Because they say it's still struggling and they cannot rule out the use of Makueni Care automatically. So we will continue as a county to use the Makueni Care for the next 3 to 6 months. Then, Honorable Speaker, as a committee in the next 3 months, we can get a progress and see how they see the operationalization of SHA. And now at the end of 6 months, we can ask the department to give a report on how far they have gone in the transition process.
Why I am a little bit careful is because of public concern on the confusion on HIF and SHA, Makueni Care, and citizens are confused. And therefore, 6 may be on our side, 3 may be on our side. And this is periodic review. SHA is starting off. Would you mind within 60 days? Within. So that then the executive committee members should have figured out.
Yes, and understood.
Yes.
Is this SHA working or it's not working? Is it helping the people or it's not helping? As a department, do we continue with our Makueni Care because it's helping our people? They would have figured out which is better for us.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Within 60 days.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson Committee on Infrastructure to respond to statement as requested by member for Watenziu regarding the poor workmanship in complete works at Kwa Jones Moane Boys, Moane Girls Road in Watenziu Ward. You have the response ready?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead.
I hereby give a response to the statement regarding poor workmanship and incomplete works on Kwa Jones Moane Boys, Moane Girls Road in Watenziu Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to go to the question and answer. The committee sought for information from the executive committee member for infrastructure, public works, housing and energy through a correspondence dated 29th August 2024. Is annexed. The ECM responded through a correspondence dated 6th of September 2024, Appendix 3, as follows: whether the department was aware of the poor incomplete works and that the contractor had left the site without completing the works properly. The department was aware that works under the project were incomplete and the contractor had implemented 95% of the project scope. The contractor was on site working on the remaining 5% scope. However, the department was unaware of any poor workmanship as the completed works was inspected by the project implementation committee and certified. What had caused the delay in the completion of the works on the road above in the 3 months given to the contractor at the contract signing? The project contract period elapsed on 19th July 2024, as set out in the signed contract. The contractor was unable to execute the works within the set contract period due to challenges faced in the implementation and requested for extension of completion period to 19th September 2024. The contractor was within the approved extended contract period and had committed to complete the works before the elapse. Was there a request on the extension of the completion period of the project by the contractor? If yes, provide a copy of such a request letter. The Speaker, find attached this request for completion time extension. How much of the contract sum was paid to the contractor as part payment for the works already done, and is there value for money for the works done? The contractor was paid an interim payment of Kenya shillings 3,012,520, corresponding to 65% of the contract sum for the works certified by the Project Implementation Committee and the Inspection and the Acceptance Committee. There was value for money paid since the works done have greatly enhanced mobility along the road. Mr. Speaker, find the attached payment voucher. What action has the department undertaken on the contractor for breaching the terms of the contract and abandoning the works at the project? The department issued a slow progress warning to the contractor and instructed her to resume the site and implement the pending works. Soonest, there's a copy of the slow progress warning letter. F, how much of the funds allocated to the project remains? The balance after interim payment was Kenya shillings 1.65225 cents. What plans does the department have to complete the project, and when will the same be done? The department was to ensure that all works were completed before 19th September 2024. Mr. Speaker, after receiving the 30 response, and in consultation with the honorable member, the request of the statement, the committee noted that the project extension period expired on September 19th. And as a result, the information provided was rendered outdated at that point. And Mr. Speaker, the committee went further to seek for more information. And the response that on some issues, question answer again, why was the project not completed even after the extension completion time? The project was complete, awaiting final inspection scheduled for 3rd October 2024. The extension was lapsing on 30th October 2024. Number 2, what was the current status of the project? The department responded that the implementation status of the project was 100% complete. 3, what strategies the department implemented to ensure that successful completion of the project? The department ensured that the supervision of the pending activities was done with engagement with all the stakeholders for increased consultation and monitoring. The project was complete as per the bills of quantities. 4, provide the engineer's report that certifies that works are complete. Mr. Speaker, there is an attached engineer's report annexed as Appendix 6. Mr. Speaker, the report indicates that the scope of works outlined in the bills of quantities was fully implemented. Mr. Speaker, the committee has gone further, considering that there was a joint inspection that was supposed to be done. The committee, in its own resolution, has written to the department requesting to be provided with a joint inspection report to the office that should be delivered to the office of the undersigned by Wednesday, 16th October 2024. So, Mr. Speaker, according to the report, the works are complete. However, the committee went further to seek for that joint inspection report, maybe whereby the member will be present or is a representative for further clarification. Thank you.
Request of the statement, if you are satisfied, accept, we make progress.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to declare that I have a lot of interest with this road, Mr. Speaker. This particular road, Mr. Speaker, I have a lot of interest. Mr. Speaker, this road serves very important key institutions, Mr. Speaker. This is Moani Boys. Mr. Speaker, being an alumni of this school, I have a lot of interest with this road, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Moani Girls also, this is where my wife went to school also, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, there is also an institution known as Moani Primary School, Mr. Speaker, where, Mr. Speaker, I get a total block of over 500 votes for the 2 consecutive terms, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this is not something to joke around with, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Matreso.
Yes,
we
Mr.
want to make progress because we are at 4, the business is too much.
Yes.
Are you satisfied or not?
No, I'm not.
Which question in particular is not satisfied?
Mr. Speaker, have problems with about 4 culverts that are being backfilled using loose soils, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the drainage system, where now that leads the water to the culverts, Mr. Speaker, are very shallow, Mr. Speaker, meaning this road, once it rains, this road will be cut by the rainwater, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, our engineers are actually playing monkey tricks to us, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, actually when I produced requested this statement, that is the only time when the contractor came on site after disappearing for almost a month, Mr. Speaker. Then, Mr. Speaker, they came, did some just very few works, but my main concern was not addressed. The culverts are not compacted with this loose soil, Mr. Speaker. It means when the rains come, now that we will not have the road anymore. And they remember we have invested over 5 million in this road,
Fair
Mr.
enough.
Speaker.
What is your request? What is your request?
My request is that because I had raised my concerns in this statement, they are supposed actually to invite me for an inspection, which I think they have even done the last inspection so that they can pay the contractor while I'm not aware, and even when my statement is not answered. So the engineers should not have gone ahead and do the last and the final inspection without my presence. They should have called me and rest on my issues and see what they can do, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, no one is supposed to go ahead and do a final inspection and authorize for the payments, the remaining payments, before my issues are addressed, Mr. Speaker. So that is my concern.
Chairperson, Honorable Matreso has a concern that works have been inspected, but he also has a concern that culverts are not properly fitted. Then how does the department go ahead to conduct inspection with a view of making a payment when the works have not been done? How will you resolve that matter? Chairperson.
Mr. Speaker, the committee is aware that there was an inspection that was supposed to have been done on 3rd of October. However, Mr. Speaker, we have not that report. That's why the committee went ahead to request for that inspection report, whereby, Mr. Speaker, the inspection report should show the exact status of that completed works, Mr. Speaker.
You have requested for it?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we have a letter here.
How much time do you require to?
Mr. Speaker, the inspection report should be brought to the Assembly on Wednesday, 16th. That is the day after tomorrow.
What was it, 16th?
Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, maybe you can allow us to report within 7 days.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Honorable Matreso, you allow the inspection report to be tabled. That's point number 1. I hear your concerns on payment, and it is important. Just hold on, Honorable Matreso, and that if the matter is before committee for inquiry, there's no way one will proceed and make payments until the matter is settled, because there are questions. And therefore, clerk, as you communicate to the executive committee member, that must come out very clearly. A matter under investigations, one cannot commit public funds on it unless they want to burn their fingers. Honorable Matreso, your last comment?
Honorable Speaker, I will not accept that report for inspection because it was done without my absence.
So what do you want so that you...
I want them to call me on site. I go inspect with them and see whether my issues are addressed. Why should they bring a report where they just favor themselves, go do their own things, and I'm not involved?
Fair enough.
Yes.
What we will do, and that is why you are elected. I like what you're doing. That's why you're here. We will have to get that inspection report first. You will get a copy of the inspection report as it is. Study the inspection report so that then compare the document that is on your hands against what you will then visit on ground. Now, once you get that inspection report, clerk, you will notify me. I will give further directions that then the executive committee member and Honorable Mateso visits that project against an inspection report, and then you will be able to tell us whether you're agreeing on